mushroom and maple bread pudding with bacon and sage. I start with slightly stale brioche. You can use challah. You can really use any sort of soft bread that's starting to go dry. And I cube a loaf of it into like 1-inch pieces, toast it all at 350 in the oven in these beautiful cubes till it's golden and dry. So once that's done, I'm setting it aside, and I'm going to make the flavors, the seasonings for the dressing. I cooked off some bacon earlier, a few strips of bacon, nice and crispy. I'm going to chop that up in a minute over here. But after I cook the bacon, I saved some of the bacon fat, and I'm sauteing an onion in the bacon fat. I kept about 2 tablespoons of the bacon fat to saute an onion in. And once it's translucent, which it is, I'm going to dump in about a pound of mixed mushrooms, white, cremini, button mushrooms, whatever you got, shiitake. And I just they're sliced, they're cleaned and sliced, and I'm dumping them right in. So you give that, about 8 to 10 minutes. You can season it with a pinch of salt, with a little bit of black pepper, and it'll release its water, and you want to really cook it down. About 10 minutes, get out all the water, and then I have about a half a cup of white wine that I'm going to deglaze this pan with, and then I'm going to reduce that till the liquid is about 2 tablespoons left of liquid. This is what it all looks like. And now I'm going to chop up this bacon. I'm going to turn off the heat on these mushrooms. You kind of want them to cool. You don't want them to be super scalding hot because you're going to mix it into the egg mixture in a minute.
Gotcha.
So I'm mixing in to my mushrooms all this bacon. I'm going to give it a little bit more seasoning, a little salt, and I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of chopped sage. I'm going to let that cool together, turn off the heat for a minute while I make the custard. This is 3 cups of milk, and to it, I'm going to add 4 lightly beaten eggs. Give that a little whisk, and then I'm going to add a few things to this. First, I'm going to add that maple, about 2 tablespoons, and I'm going to add some salt and pepper, as always, seasoning at several sort of places along the way here. And then I'm going to add in that beautiful mushroomy, bacony, sagey mixture that has been cooling. But it is really something I think really easy. And I just added my bread, those bread croutons, right, that I had put aside later. And then once you've had it really well mixed, you're going to then let it sit out 10 minutes at room temperature and really absorb that liquid. And you'll see that it'll rise a bit because the bread will soak up all of that liquid. It's all going to go in the skillet. Now take about a tablespoon of melted butter, and I'm going to put it in my pan. Do you recognize this, Rach? My favorite brush from Rachael Ray. Now I have my bread pudding mixture, and I'm going to pour it all. And don't be afraid. Like, there's a little liquid more here because I didn't let it rest the full amount, but that's okay at this moment. And I'm going to pat it down, and then I drizzle another tablespoon of melted butter right on top because I can, and another tablespoon or 2 of maple syrup right on top, and that's also. And then I'm going to chop up a little sage to garnish it, but sometimes I like to take like whole sage leaves and just place them, especially the beautiful little ones, just place them on top. I'm going to put this in the oven at 350 for about 45, 50 minutes. I made one here for you, so I'm going to take it out while I put this one in. And I'm going to show you how beautiful it is. And it'll puff up really, really nicely, almost like a souffle. And it's just this beautiful, perfect bread pudding
as the
stuffing.
chef that cooked it.
Aww.